Hi, my name is Leo Bueno, and this is my 11th and final video response for the year. Now, I'm going to reflect on my experience within the course. Maybe or not, Professor Jury will share this reflection with his future classes, or maybe he'll just want to keep this for his own personal use. But I'm more than happy to do this assignment for him. Um, I want to start out with the syllabus. Now, that's how every class starts, right, with a syllabus. And when I first got the syllabus, um, my first reaction was, wow, I'm a little bit scared. I just, that's what syllabuses do, right? They're intimidating. They tell you all the work they expect from you. And overall, it paints this picture of it's going to be a really hard class and it's very scary. So that's my first initial reaction was, man, I'm a little bit worried about this class. Is this class going to be a really hard class for a good student to do well in? Is it going to be a class where it's going to be very hard to get an A, very easy to get a D or an F? But it wasn't like that at all. As you'll see in my as my reflection goes on, my preconceived notions of jury was a positive one because a lot of students said you should take jury. He's a really good teacher, and when they talk about sociology, they're all like, oh, you should take jury. Like more than 3 people told me to take jury, and they all had the same notion that his class is really good and you should take it. But when I came into the class, I read the syllabus and I'm just like, are they sure are they sure jury is a good teacher? I was just like, do I have the right person? Because this syllabus looks really tough. It looks really scary. And I'm just like, did I make the right decision coming here? And I was just like, is this even the right class? Is this even the right Professor Jury? So it's just like this big thing that I made during the first week of class because you do get those early back to school jitters of starting class, but I eventually got over it and it was just a first week thing. So I'm sure you'll be able to get over those feelings after your first week. Um, but yeah, that was my notion of jury, and that everyone said it was a good teacher, but I was a little skeptical and worried. Um, my preconceived notions of sociology was that it was the study of people, and I knew this because I took psychology first, and psychology is the study of a person, one person, but sociology is the study of a group of people and how society works. And I just thought those two are interlinked together, but I didn't know much. That's all I knew about sociology. So the fact that I knew they were interlinked together was enough to get me interested in this class, and it paid out because this class was a very wonderful topic, and I like this sociology more than I do like psychology even now. And the reason is because of this class, because of all I learned within this class. Um, let's start out with the work. That's what this class expects from you. It expects you to work, especially those chapter handouts that are due every Wednesday for me. I took the Monday, Wednesday, and Friday class, and you have homework every scheduled day to meet. Mondays you read a chapter and you ask some questions. Wednesday is the big assignment where you have to read 4 articles and respond to 4 questions in detail. Um, Fridays were the video reflections, like this one, where you discuss what you learned so far and if you have any reflections on the book or on his lectures or within anything in the course. So there was homework every day, but that was the whole point. Was that like, hey, are you gonna step up and do the work and get a really good grade because you did the work, or are you gonna slack off and not do the work and get the D that you're striving yourself to get to? So it was intimidating. The first chapter handout is by far the hardest chapter handout to do because you just look at all this work and you're just like, man, I really have to do it. I really have to do all this work, and it looks like a lot because it in fairness, it's supposed to be a lot. Um, it's not impossible, right? We all did it. Everyone within the class did it and got a good grade. But it just feels impossible that first time because it just feels like, man, this is just too much. I have to read. I have to actually read, right, for a college course, and I had to think critically and write detailed responses. And it just looks like I just can't do this, right? I that's what makes you a good student, right? Just doing the work. And so that was my first preconceived notion of the work. but so like, man, I'm really gonna be scared. I don't think I'm gonna get a good grade because this is just too much work, and I don't think, and that's the thing, right? It is a lot of work in the beginning, and it'll be, and it's the same workload throughout the whole year, but it's okay to miss assignments like I did because of future topics that I'm going to talk about here, like extra credit, which I'll get to later. That's available for you if you do miss assignments, like I did. Um, so yeah, the work, as you maybe experience, is going to be, um, yeah, a little scary. That's basically what I'm trying to say. It's a little scary at first, but once you tackle it head on, and you'll see that it's a piece of cake and that it's nothing to be afraid of. That's how I got through it, and so that's how it went, right? I did the first week's assignment, then I did the second week's assignment, then I did the third week's assignment, and then continued on because that's really where the majority of your grade comes from. These weekly assignments, right? It's as simple as that. If you want an A, then you do the assignments, and if you want a C, then you won't do the assignments. And this is where your grade comes from. So the fact is that these rack up to a lot of points, and that's why it's important to do a lot of them, because if you really want the A, then all you gotta do is just do the work. It's not that hard. It's not hard at all. It's just that it's a little bit time consuming. It'll take you a while to complete all of it, but it's not hard at all. That's not why I was dreading this assignment, because it was hard. I was just dreading it because I was just like, man, I really have to do all of this. But it's like Professor Jury said in his statement at the end of the year. You guys did it. You accomplished the early assignments that made you feel like, man, this class is gonna be a hard class. And even Mr. Jury said sometimes you're gonna feel like you want to say F this class. That's what he said, like F this class, F Mr. Jury, F sociology. And you'll feel like that sometimes because that's what he told us. We'll feel like that sometimes, and I felt similar feelings to that sometimes. But that's just because it's homework, right? But you just eventually do it. Like that's how you get grades in any university. You just do the homework, and you get the grade you want. So that's my advice for the homework and for and all the stuff you have to do. You just do it, and like Nike, just do it, right? But that's all I have to say. It's just the assignments. You learn a lot through the assignments. Obviously, that's what they're there for you to learn. The chapter handouts. I learned so much information that it was my favorite part of the class, the learning, because this is so much sociological information coming towards you that it makes you really into a brighter student. But not even just that, a brighter individual, member of society, that really makes you think and makes you educated and makes you just a better person overall. And so that's why these chapter assignments are really important to do, because they really do shape and mind you very much so. And it's important to read them, because you won't regret it. I know I didn't regret it, because much of my ideology and theology today comes from what I read in those articles. So enough about the articles, enough about the work. I don't want to spoil everything for you. I just hope you guys can just do it and enjoy it like I very much did. Now, so like I said, I thought Mr. Jury was going to be a hard teacher. I thought I had the wrong jury, and I had the bad jury, and the good jury was in another classroom, but that's just a joke. There are no good and bad juries. This is the same jury that said that people told me he's a cool teacher, and I'm here to tell you that yeah, he is a cool teacher. And in one example, one personal experience that I know he's a good teacher is for this reason that I'm about to share with you. I have many reasons, right? But this wasn't an academic reason why I think he was a good teacher. This is more of a personal reason why I think he was a fabulous teacher and a cool teacher. Yeah, so a thing he does is he asks us about our day at the beginning of class. So he'll take sometimes he'll take 15 minutes and ask us about, because he'll ask a lot of us, like every one of us at one point, how's our day going and what's going on our weekend, or how are we doing with all the classes and everything. And he asked me how am I doing, and I was just like, um, I was just like, "Do you want to know the truth?" And he was all like, "Yeah, I want the truth." And I was all like, "I'll talk to you after class." And I was having a hard week, right? That's because school gets to me, life gets to me, and I was just like, "Man, I'm just having a bad week, Mr. Jury." I was just like, I was just, telling him my problems and telling him this is what I have to do. Like, this is what it's getting to me. This is what's on my mind. This is the burden on my shoulders that I have to carry. And it's funny, right? You want to tell your professor this, right? Like, that's something you tell your mother. That's something you tell your friend. That's something you tell like someone very close to you. But it's not. It's not something you tell your 1 p.m. professor teacher, right? But here's the thing, like, you feel so open to Mr. Jury because he does something that other teachers just don't do. He asks you, "How's your day going?" Like, something so little like that makes you want to open up to him, right? Because I know it sounds silly at first, but no other professor does this. No other professor tells you, how is your day going? How's your week going? You have any plans? Like, that alone is just a little bit it's just a little thing a teacher can do that opens up uh, the student to interact more with the teacher, and that's what told me to share my problems with Mr. Jury. Not because I know he can fix them all, just because I really did feel comfortable just talking with him, like a person would with a friend. Not as a professor and student, but as a friend to friend. And anyway, the point of the story was that I talked to him, right, Professor Jury, and he was all like, "Man, I really don't know what to tell you about your problems, but I know what I can do. I can recommend you to the counseling at Morgan College, right?" And did you guys know there was counseling at the Morgan College? He he made us do this little story about what we think about the counseling at the school. Did you know there's only one counselor at the school right now, which is a big problem, but that's for a later topic. He told me, "Yeah, check out this counselor. She can help you." And I was, and that was, I didn't expect it, right? I was just brand new to me. I didn't know there was counseling here at Morgan College, but I came and I talked to the counselor, and she helped me sort through my problems, what was going on at home and what was going on at school, and able to, she was able to, like, not calm me down, but like, get me together, and I just needed a person to, like, share my thoughts to, and she and the counseling was there for me, and it helped me, and it got me through the to the semester, and I'm so grateful for it, and I was done with it. I hope everyone can take advantage of that. But see, the point is not what happened to me, right? What I went through and how I resolved it. The point is what Mr. Jury did, right? Like, he in no way, shape, or form has to, like, talk to me. He in no way, shape, or form has to help me. You know what I mean? Like, professors are not supposed to do that, right? They're not paid to, like, listen to you and hear about your problems. They're there to, like, teach you the material and go home. But Professor Jury is different. He really did care about me, and he really did tell me, I feel for you, and I wish I can help you, but I don't have the license to give you advice. So I'm gonna give you. I'll connect you to someone who can give you advice, and that's the perfect thing he can do as a teacher, is to refer me to someone else. And because he did that, I feel so much better today. I feel like my life wasn't gonna go down in turmoil, and that's all because I was able to talk to Professor Jury, and I couldn't do it to any other professor because I didn't feel like I could connect to them. But Mr. Jury just has the personality that you just feel like, yeah, you can connect to him, right? Sorry, this video is getting a little long. I have some more things to say before I end this. Yeah, so that's what Mr. Jury did that really opened, my relationship with him, because that really showed me that he really was a cool teacher, and that he really does care for his students, and that he's not just there to collect a paycheck and go, but he's there because he really just wants to do a great job promoting sociology within his students, and also just trying to be not just a great teacher but a great person all around. And I can for sure attest to the fact that Professor Jury, is a really good person. Um, Also, he gave me almonds. When I went to his office, I asked him, "Hey, those are your almonds." I said, "Can I have some almonds?" He was like, "Yeah, sure. Take as much as I like." So I grabbed a handful, and I just thought a small detail, of course, not that important, not that extravagant, but I just thought it was nice how I asked for some his own personal almonds that he bought, and I was just like, "Can I get some?" And he was just like, "Yeah, go ahead, get some." So he gets points for me for that for the almonds because not the first time I did it like twice, and he said, "Yeah, go ahead." Those two times. Um, so next topic I want to talk about is the extra credit, right? This extra credit, no teacher that I've ever experienced within my academic career gives more extra credit than Professor Jury. Um, there's there's two types of extra credit, like events you attend to within the school. Like there was a coffee with a cop, where police officers go into the cafeteria and students are able to talk to them and conversate about whatever they want to conversate about. And that was an event that Mr. Jury said, "Hey, if we show up to this and sign up, and no, not sign up, but sign in and ask a few questions to police officers, he'll give us extra credit." And that's what it is. So I knocked I knocked two birds off with one stone, because I got to talk to some police officers, and their experiences really opened my eyes a bit, and it brought me to this perspective of like, wow, I didn't see it from your viewpoint of what it is to be a police officer. So I got to experience something great and something cool, while also getting extra credit at the same time. So and the extra credit really does mean a lot, because you can just say, this is one assignment, but there's multiple extra credits like that are available for you, like these events. Like I think there's a total of like 7 events of extra credit that you can do for the school year, and at least for the fall semester, and that's just counting the events. There's also the second type of extra credit where you just do more work. Like for example, you can watch a video and then comment about it. He'll ask you questions, and then if you answer the questions, you get the extra credit. Oh, there's also I'm sorry. There's also like write a letter to a friend about what you learned through your sociological career, and that's extra credit there. So there's writing assignments and there's event assignments, and both are a lot. And there's a lot you can do with this extra credit there. We really boost your grade. So even if you miss, like I've missed like probably like 5 assignments, and I still am getting an A, it's because of these extra credits. And there's also an extra credit for your presentation. Did you guys do a presentation for your for the end of the class? And if you don't get the whole 200 points for the presentation, there's extra credit for you to get the whole 200 points. So the point is that like there's so much extra credit here, and no other teacher that I know gets as much extra credit as Mr. Jury does. So if you're looking for that good grade, looking for that B, looking for that A, this extra credit is the best way to assure you you're gonna get this A, you're gonna get this B, because really, no other teacher gets this amount of extra credit too. And who doesn't like extra credit? Like every student wants and needs extra credit because it assures them that they're gonna get a good grade. And this class by far has the most of it. So I'm very grateful for that, Professor Jury, that you gave us a lot of extra credit, because it's embarrassing to ask a teacher, "Hey, can you give us some extra credit?" Because it feels you don't want to like get the teacher mad. No, but Professor Jury is open about it. He's like, "There's some extra credit I want you guys to do, because it's not just for him, for ourselves. I mean, to get the grade, but we also experience something when we do the extra credit. Like I said, the cop. I learned a lot about police officers with a coffee with a police officer." And it's just an amazing experience like that. Like the extra credit is a really good part of this class, and I wish more teachers implement the extra credit like Professor Jury did, because like in my other classes like I took for that semester, there was like 2 or 1 extra credits for another class. Whereas comparison, Mr. Jury had like 13, 14 extra credits. So do take advantage of that, because I know I certainly did, and it gave me the grade that I wanted. Enough about that. Let's talk about the lessons. The lessons are great. I like them so much because Professor Jury really does prepare for the subject beforehand. So when he gives his lectures aren't really that boring as one may expect when he talks for 30 minutes. They're actually very interesting because we can ask him questions and he'll it's like a conversation, right? You can ask him questions and he'll respond, but you don't want to ask him questions because you just want him to get to the whole lecture uninterrupted because he has so much to discuss and so much to talk about. So the lectures are one of the reasons why I even attend a class, right? It should be one of the reasons why you're going to want to attend the class because you just want to be like, I wonder what Professor Jury has next to talk about to show us. And it's just, the lectures was just something cool that were really great. Like, I love it when, if you like when a professor gives good lectures, then you're going to love this class because that's all Professor Jury did. Most of the time when we were in class, he gave good lectures, and I liked them a lot, right? I think they were really good. So he also we also had like parties at one point. Like I think we had like a Thanksgiving party, and that's so cool. And let me tell you why. Because no other class did a Thanksgiving party, right? It was only Professor Jury. Like, how cool is it of Professor Jury to, you know, for this one day, all the weeks we have to come, all the days we have to attend for class, to have a little break and just do something cool, like throw a party, like bring food in, and just talk with our friends, and that's just something like really cool that a teacher does, right? Like no one has to do that, right? Only the cool teachers do that. Only the cool teachers are laid back and just like, yeah, let's just have fun. Like let's just eat and just like chill, right? Like no one has to do that, but Professor Jury does, and that just makes him. Well, this is what makes him a great teacher. And just to go on a side note real quick, I know this video is already really long, and I'm sorry for that, but just to go off a side note, I want to be a teacher. I want to be a professor too. And I know good teachers when I see them, because first they have to meet the standards, right? They're qualified, they're into the subject, they know how to teach, they know how to help students, right? Professor Jury has all of that, but they're also just like really cool and chill, laid back professors or just teachers, right? Because no one wants a strict teacher where it's just no fun, it's just a pain and to endure. And it's just a bad class overall. No one likes the class, and because I've had those classes before and I didn't like them at all. So when I want to become a professor, I pay attention to some professors and take what I like from them and what I don't like from them. And when I looked at Mr. Jury, there's just so much I want to take from him, because he really is just a cool teacher. And like something so simple as deciding that, yeah, we're gonna have a party, like that's something I want to take from him. And that's something he inspires me to be, you know, a professor to my students. Hopefully, when I do become a professor, like he inspires me to become a good professor, and to be just like him. Because Mr. Professor Jury is what you want of a professor, a cool, respectable guy, and that's what Mr. Jury is. And this party thing is such a small detail. It's not really a big deal, right? Like, who cares if you have a party? We're not going to school to have a party, but we did nonetheless. And it's just a minute thing that, you know, a student really cherishes and admires out of a teacher. So the parties were cool. That's basically what I'm trying to say. And yeah, we have good conversations between professor and student about the topic at hand. It's really interesting, the stuff you're gonna learn about, because it's if you like psychology, then you like sociology, I think, because I got into sociology because I like psychology, and at the end of the semester I like sociology more than I like psychology. So good conversations you have throughout the whole semester. And then I talk about asking about our day. That's really cool. And then the one more cool thing about Professor Jury that I want to talk about, I think the last cool thing is that so there was a student, right? He asked a student, how's your day going? And she was all like, I'm doing bad. And she's like, what's up? She said, I'm hungry. And like what Professor Jury did is that he went out of the classroom, went to his office, grabbed something from his office, like chips or something like that, came back to the classroom and told her, here's some chips so you can enjoy. Like, honestly, like, who does that? You get me? Like, who like any other professor would have been like, well, that's why you should come prepared to this class. You should come prepared with a full meal in your stomach so that you can be active for this class and ready to take down notes, right? That's a lame thing a professor would do, right? He'll tell you you need to come to the class well prepared. You need to have food in your belly so you can be the great student you can be, or you can just be like, "Are you in anything? I think I have something in my office. Here, I'll see if you want it." And that's just I'm telling you guys, that's no one does that besides a great teacher. And one more thing, like I have a lot of things I want to say because Professor Juries is a cool professor. So rate my professor, right? Something like that. I visited it like twice, and I was never really an active member on it. But it's Mr. Jury alone that makes me want to go to that website and write down a good review for Professor Jury, because that website is designed for people like Professor Jury to write good comments about, so that everyone should take them, so that everyone can take them. Because that's what I feel about this class, that everyone should take Professor Jury if they're looking for a sociological credit, because he is the teacher to go to. No disrespect to other teachers, I haven't been to other teachers' classes before. All I've been to is Mr. Jury's. But from my experience with Mr. Jury is that, yeah, I don't need another teacher to experience this course any better than I could have with Professor Jury. So offering food to a student was just like above and beyond what a professor has to do. It just shows you like that can either tells you two things, like this professor is really cool and this professor is really nice, like, and that's what a professor should do, right? I just thought it was hilarious, honestly. Like you didn't expect that. Like a girl was all like, "I'm hungry," and Professor Jury comes here with with some chips. Like I think he did that twice actually, like where he actually gave food to students. So try doing that, and maybe he'll do it again. But like I said, the small things like that, it's really cool. This video's been going on for like 15 minutes already, or a little bit more. I'm sorry. One of my last notes. Let me see if the video's still going on. Yeah, so we're 27 minutes in. My bad. I'm almost done. The textbook. The textbook's really cool. He picked the right textbook because the textbook adds on to his lectures. Like he gets his material from the textbook, but the textbook alone is good enough for an individual to read. So we did like the first 10 chapters, but then it made me want to read more from those 10 chapters and read about the section about religion, read about the section above sexuality, and so the textbook is really good. I give props to Professor Jury for picking a good textbook, because I like the textbook a lot. It was a really good choice, and just read the textbook and just by reading it, it's understandable. It's not a lot of big words, where like meaningless big words authors use to try and sound smart. Like there's big words, but like there's like not like something outrageous where it's just like, what does this even mean? Like it's a good textbook for college students because it's designed for regular college students, not for Harvard kids, not for Yale kids, like for Morton college students that just who are not to say Morton college students are uneducated. Like no, I'll just be making fun of myself, and I don't think I'm uneducated. So the textbook is a good textbook, a good pick, because I had no intentions of studying that right away, because about the bug. I had no intention of studying it right away because I want to keep it and read more of stuff that we didn't get to read about. And there's a lot of topics there that will interest you for sure. At least it did for me. So yeah, I'm at the end of my class. I'm sorry it took like 30 minutes. So overall, this is a good class in general, and I'm talking to Professor Jury now. Professor Eutis, this is a really good class. I really like what you did for these students, what you did for me. Like I said, that taking me to the Jennifer and quiz, the counselor. That was really one of the nicest things that Professor could have done for me. And I hope you guys can know that Professor Jury really is a really cool teacher, and that I hope all you guys get to enjoy him as much as I did. Like I said, at one point he's going to tell you, you're going to want to say to yourself, F this class, F Professor Jury, F sociology, because he warned us we're going to say that at one point in this class, but just get through it, and I promise you that it'll be okay. You're going to end up saying, I like this class, I like Jury, I like sociology. So this is just this is the highlight of my fall semester. This is my favorite class of my fall semester. My favorite moment came within this class of my whole fall semester academic career. So if I want to end with this note. If I had the opportunity to take this class again, I would take it 100 times over. So if I do it 100 more times, those 100 times I would take Professor Jury again, because this is really one of the best classes I've ever taken in my academic career. It's as simple as that. So thank you, Professor Jury. Thank you for giving us. He gives you like a letter at the end of the last day of class. The letter tells you like resources, for like jobs and stuff. This is a personal letter to you. So that was really cool too. No the professor did that for me. So thank you for that, Professor Jury. Like you're above and beyond what a good teacher should be, and I hope to be like you when I become a professor, because really I want to be like that light to my students, to be a good professor like you are. So I know I'm rambling on a bit. This video's going to be going on for too long, but yeah. This has been my video response, my last and final video response. You guys do 10 of these. I think you actually do like 13 of these. And so this is my final one, my final video response I have to do for the class. But yeah, it's 11:44 p.m. I don't think it's gonna register to YouTube right away, so it'll probably take a while. But it'll probably extend over 12 p.m. But that's irrelevant to this video response. Thank you, Professor Jury. This has been a wonderful time to meet you. And if you're here, I shake your hand one more time, because I really enjoy this class. Thank you so much. This has been my video response. And have a good one, Mr. Jury. Have a good break. Thank you.